Manager is integrated BIM platform for BIM management. And if you didn't try it already, you can always request a free trial license, which gives you a 30-day trial period to test our software. So you can visit our website and click on the trial request for the standard trial if you're a normal or common user, or for the educational users such as students and university professors, you can use the educational license. Along with the licenses, all the users will receive a fully developed 3D BIM model ready for various 3D, 4D, and 5D BIM analysis. Also, you can use your company emails or email addresses provided by your universities if you're a student for the registration. This is something that I want to point out. Along with the license, you will also get the username and password to access our Bexel user area. So once you register to the Bexel user area, you'll be able to access a lot of material which you can use for educational purposes. This is a web-based platform where we progressively uploading training and support material for all our users. And in the section of materials, you can find the numerous training and support materials that you can download from various, let's say, manuals, tutorials, add-ins, scripts, demo sample projects, or fully developed BIM examples, which you can use in the Bexel Manager. Also pre-recorded previous webinars and materials which are presented in the previous materials in the webinars. And also you can use and download some of the cost classification systems in different languages. And this is all for free. So hopefully you are familiar with this. And as I've said, all these sessions so far are based on the web-based document for education. And this one, this 9th session, is the one which is mainly focused on FM and asset information model, linking the document to your model and creating facility maintenance plans. Before I start with today's lesson, I want to remind you again that you can ask the questions through the Q&A section, and my colleagues and I will try to respond to these questions before the end. Another really important reminder is that you can download all the educational material along with the Bexel Manager sample projects on our user area. And these projects contains all analysis performed in a training program, and you can use this as a reference. So first of all, if you are already using Bexel Manager trial version or educational version, you will not have the access to Bexel Manager facility maintenance module. This one here in the lower part of my screen is mainly reserved for the users with a special, let's say, credentials and specific version of Bexel Manager, which is Bexel Manager Facility Maintenance. Actually, this is exclusive just for these users, but also in some cases, in some special cases for the users with specific requests, we also can provide a facility maintenance module for testing purposes. So just to know that some of these, let's say, workflows and explanation will not be available in your Bexel Manager version, so you will not be able to reproduce and recreate all the steps that I will present today. So the only difference in, let's say, the workflow between these, let's say, different versions of the Bexel Manager is the part where some of the documents which will be linked to our project will be saved. So anyway, the first part of today's session is the workflow linking your BIM projects for BIM model elements. And this is something that all of our users can use. As I've said, the only difference will be the place where the documents will be saved. Most of you, as a common users who have a normal version of the platform, will be able to link documents and save them directly on your storage, on your hard drives, and the users who have facility maintenance module will have another option or the ability to save these documents, not just locally, but also on a common data storage on our server or on their servers as well. So these documents can be then accessed using Bexel Manager online web-based platform, which will be also explained in the later parts of this webinar. So for the start, the main purpose of, let's say, completed BIM project or as-built project after the completion of the construction process is creating your BIM model for the, let's say, further development or further stages of life cycle of the project. And these are usually facility maintenance processes. So the common process is creating the asset-ready information model. So it practically means that the project that you created, in this case, the demo sample project that all of you have downloaded or you can download from the user area, is actually as-built model. So first of all, you have to make sure that all the elements presented in the projects are created according to the as-built documentation or according to the as-built model or as-built project on your site. So once you confirm that everything is according to the as-built project on site, the next step is to add specific information to your BIM model, which could be valuable and used for next processes, such as facility maintenance information, asset information regarding the, let's say, installed equipment, warranties, all the necessary approvals and documentation which could be saved along with the as-built documents. And also what is important is to save all your as-built documents, all the drawings, all the written documents, all the Excel spreadsheets, images from the site, whatever you need to keep in your, let's say, in one place as a normal as-built documentation can be linked and can be saved using the Bexel Manager platform. So how it works? So the place or the tool which is used for linking the documents, and I again repeat, the documents can be practically any type of the documents, any type of the files from your PC. So you can link all these documents to your BIM model. The tool for that is positioned in the right place of your user interface on the right part. And the tab for that is Documents. So once you click on the documents, you will see the window which says Documents and a lot of different options for linking and accessing these documents. First of all, you will see the Document Registry. Document Registry is practically one database of all the documents which are saved along with this project. So when you link the documents to your project, you can link these documents in several ways. And also when you're linking the documents, you can choose whether you want to just refer the documents which will be saved on your PC, or you practically want to add this document to the project. And then when you share the project, when you save the project as a BSLN file, you will always have this specific folder within the project files, which contains all linked documents. So you can choose whether you want to just link the documents and refer them, or you really want to embed these documents into the project. Another really important and great feature is when you're linking these documents to the project, you can also choose to relate the document to the BIM model itself, to specific elements of the project, of the building, or to specific assets of your project. And then in that case, you're making specific, let's say, relation between linked documents and your selected BIM model elements. So every user who have the access to the project and to the documents can, just by clicking to specific element of the project, can see which are the documents related to that specific selected element. So you can choose whether you want to just input the documents into project, or you want additionally to relate these documents to the BIM model elements itself. And I will explain you these steps and hopefully show you how this works using Bexel Manager as an integrated platform for that. First of all, Document Registry is the place where you can access all these documents which are already linked to the project. You can see the name or the list of these documents which are already related. And if these documents are actually linked to the BIM model elements, you can see to which of the elements or the number of the elements which are related to specific document. You can, of course, create your own structure of these folders, create specific subfolders and so on, and then additionally create a linkage between these documents and BIM model elements. So Document Registry is a unique database which contains all the documents which are related to the project. It doesn't necessarily mean that you linked all the documents to the BIM model elements itself. You just linked the documents to your project. Additionally, I will show you how to relate the documents to BIM model elements itself. And as I've said, because most of you do not have the access to facility maintenance module, the only way to save and link the documents from your hard drive is keeping these documents on your hard drive or relating them locally to the project. So this is something that most of you will have as an option when you're creating and adding specific documents to the project. Local is the options that probably most of you have. The ones who have the facility maintenance module or who are using Bexel Manager facility maintenance for real projects utilizing facility maintenance processes, then they will have the option to save these documents on a server. In that case, they can choose, or you can choose the option DMS, Document Management System. And if you choose that, then the system will ask you to type in your credentials in order to log in to that specific server. And then when you access to the server, you'll be able to save and keep all these documents on a web-based or a cloud-based server. So first, for all of you who are using common version of the Bexel Manager, I will show you how to create or how to input some new documents into the Bexel project. So first of all, you can use the option import, or you can use the option new document or the folder. So practically both of these comments are similar, but I will explain this one. If you want to choose and create new folders or create entire folder structure here, we can choose the folder, create new documents. And this is something that you can adopt and create according to specific needs. And then within the folder, we can add specific documents from our hard drive. The options for adding the documents, there are actually two options. The first one is file document, which refers to the documents from your hard drive, and that can be practically any type of the documents that you have on your computer. And the web document is web-based document, so you can input specific web address from some site relating or referring to specific asset or to the specific documents from the web page, and then you can create that as a specific link to the document. So here you can type in any web page, and then you can keep it as a specific web-based document, which is loaded in the project. So as you can see, I already have this one sample or example from the project, and this is the one. We can always use the option to open the documents directly from the Bexel manager. So if you have any document related or linked to the project, you can just double click on it or right click on it and use the option open, and the system will find the appropriate software which can open specific file, and then this software will be used to open that specific, in this case, web-based document. In other cases, for example, if this is PDF file, we can just click open, and the software will find that, let's say, Adobe Viewer is the one for, let's say, opening and reviewing the documents of that extension. So, as I've said, you can add and create the documents which are web-based, or you can directly link and relate the documents from your hard drive. So how this works, I will use the option file document, and then here you can choose whether you are actually embedding the file and the documents from your hard drive to the Bexel Manager project, or you just want to relate it and make, let's say, the link to that document, which will be always saved on your hard drive. So if you want to embed it, you can choose option embed files in the project. And that's it. The next option is to actually find the document. So we have some drawings, we have some different types of the documents, we have some PDFs, Excel spreadsheets, Word files. We can choose all of these and hit OK. So now we added Word files, PDF files, Excel spreadsheets. If we just right click on them and open, you will be able to see that the documents are automatically opened. And because we didn't automatically choose the option to relate or to link, of course, for any of these documents, you can put some description and keywords, which can also be used to find these documents as well. We didn't use the option to automatically relate the document to the B model. So you see that the elements which are related or connected to imported document is 0. So if we want to link or relate the documents to specific documents that we input, we can do that immediately when we linking, or actually when we inputting these documents in the project, or we can do that additionally. So you can choose these different versions and the options. So this is the place where all the documents whether these are related to your project or to the B model elements or not, are saved. And you can create the structure, subfolder structure, according to your needs. If this is the first option to linking the documents to your project, the next option is if you actually want to automatically relate these documents to your B model elements, then I suggest to first create specific selection sets or group of these elements which you want to relate to the documents, and then easily just by selecting specific groups or selection sets, you can easily link or relate only these selected elements to the documents that you are importing in the project. So how this works, you can, as I've said, create some of these selection sets, or in my case, I want to link or relate entire documentation for my, let's say, second story of the building to all all elements of the building which are actually positioned on the second story or at the second floor of the building. So in this case, I could just use the automatically created segregation, which is spatial structure, select all elements which are on the second floor. We can isolate these, or we can keep the visibility for all elements. Doesn't really matter. What is important is that you have all these elements selected. And then similarly, as we using the document register and use option new to input new documents in the project, here we can choose option new document. And again, we can choose the documents from hard drive, web-based document, or we can use the option from document registry. So if you already have some documents which you input here using the option new and which are not related to your documents, to your B model elements, you can choose option from document registry and then choose the documents which are already imported. And in this case, these are my architectural drawings for second story or the second floor plan, and I can relate them. In this case, these are already related. So let's say we want to just add the documents to the first story of the elements. So again, we can choose the option new documents from document registry and relate these documents to selected B model elements. If I hit OK, now you see in the list of documents which are related to selected elements, we see that A1 floor, PDF, and the DWG file are related. We can do the same thing for the third story. So now you see that none of the documents is related to the third story elements of the project, and we can do that. Previously, I used option from document registry, and now I will show you how to use that directly from your hard drive. So in this case, I want to embed the documents or save all the documents which I'm gonna import now in the project along with the project itself. And here I will find the documents. So we will find only, let's say, documents which are related to the third floor. So this is the one. Hit open, and that's it. We can also add some description. And now automatically you see in the list of documents which are related to B model elements, this drawing is loaded and presented. So if I unselect all elements from the project, just by clicking any of these elements from the project or from the building, you will see that this document is automatically related to it. And this is the way how you actually linking the documents to your project. And this is the way how you can automatically relate imported documents with your B-model elements or with your assets of the installed equipment. All documents will be saved in the document registry. You will be able to see how many elements from the project are related to each of these documents. And of course, just by selecting any of the elements in the window for the document, you'll be able to see if these selected elements have some relation or if these elements are related to linked documents itself. So if I select this one, the element is not related to any document, but if I select this one, you'll be able to see that we have multiple documents which are related to selected element. And just by double clicking here, the system will open these documents in the preferred software for opening of that specific file format. This is the one way of, let's say, enhancing or enrichment of your BIM project by adding the documents. Another really important thing when it comes to improving the quality of the project and improving the quality of asset information model is ability to add specific properties as well. So once you, let's say, create the document registry or the database of all the as-built documents and save this and relate these documents to your B-model elements, the next thing is to, let's say, add specific information which could be valuable for facility maintenance processes. In that case, you can use the option to add specific properties. Again, this is something that is covered in a previous sessions of Bexel Manager. And now I will just briefly show you how this works and how you can find these properties and how they can be related to facility maintenance processes later on. Sorry. So if, for example, we want to create specific list of the rooms and make specific rooms as rentable or the rooms which will be used for further, let's say, stages of the project as something that can be rented to the customers, we can select the rooms from the project. So I will find all the rooms in my project right here. So these are the rooms. If you already have some specific selection sets or custom breakdowns created, in this case, we have created custom breakdowns for the rooms based on the name of these rooms. We can also go to the color-coded view and see all these rooms colored according to this custom breakdown. We can easily select rooms which we want to rent if we are the client or the owner. We can isolate these elements also. So if these are the rooms which can be rented, so let's say add some additional rooms as well. Okay, we can relate or create new property which will be saying that these rooms are for rent. And again, this is just an example based on the web document for which we are using for this online sessions, PDF files which can be downloaded from user area. But you can create and you can add any property that you want and that you think could be valuable for the project or the property which is requested by the end clients or end users. So in this case, I will create new property for selected rooms using the option for adding the properties. And now the system tells us that some of the, let's say, different categories of the elements are selected. So accidentally, I've selected some of the mechanical equipments as well. So now I will just select the rooms and add the property for the rooms. This property will be called for rent or rentable rooms, and the group for these properties could be, let's say, FM properties. The type for the property could be, let's say, yes and no property, which will have only option to choose if these elements are rentable or not. So in this case, all these rooms will be presented as a rentable. And now if I select any of the rooms, you'll be able to see a new property which is created within the group of the properties FM properties. And it says rentable rooms, true or yes. So these rooms are rentable. And this is another way of how you can enhance the quality or how you can enrich your projects and make fully, let's say, developed asset B model ready for the next stages or facility maintenance processes. All these properties, already existing created properties, everything can be exported into Excel spreadsheets, and then you can exchange all these information with other platforms or other software. So this is the first part of today's session, which covering the first, let's say, part of creating the asset ready information model, adding specific properties or adding as built documents. The next part of the session is showing you how to create facility maintenance plans. And this is something that most of you who are not using fully facility maintenance Bexel Manager version will not be able to recreate. So the first part, which is, let's say, presented so far, most of you can recreate, most of you can create and add the documents, related the documents to your B model elements. But this part, which showing facility maintenance module, will be only available to the users who have full version of facility maintenance Bexel Manager. So in order to use this one, as I've said, you have to have the access to facility maintenance module. And when you do that, when you have the access to that, you're also gonna get the credentials to log in to facility maintenance database of all the, let's say, facility maintenance plans. And this one, this facility maintenance module is cloud-based. It means that all information that you input here will be saved on our cloud. And all these documents can also be accessed via web-based platform, not just by using Bexel Manager itself, but also using any web browser from your mobile devices, from your PC, and check and go through these information which will be presented here. So how this works? First of all, you have to have credentials. Once you do that, you can just load in or type in the credentials. I probably mistyped something. Okay, so once you do, you can choose the project which you want to access. Mainly, it's just one project for which you are using facility maintenance. And if you hit OK, the system will load all already created facility maintenance plans. In this lower part of user interface, you see facility maintenance module, which presenting the options and the information about created facility maintenance plans. So the first line here shows you the, let's say, timeline or the filter for activities which will be presented in the lower part of the screen. So right now, you are able to see all activities which supposed to happen between current date, which is today, 20th of October. So all the activities which supposed to be executed or which supposed to be completed or executed from 1 month before current date, it means from September 20th, you see, up until to 6 months ahead or 6 months after current date, which is April 20th, 2021. And by changing the information here in this line or in this filter for the timeline, the activities will be presented according to that. So if I choose to see all activities which supposed to be executed from, let's say, 5 years before or 10 years before, the system will automatically change presented activities in the lower part of the screen. So now you see a lot more activities is loaded. And some of these activities are already executed in previous years. And if we choose to see all the activities which supposed to be executed in next, let's say, 10 years or 20 years ahead, the system will automatically load the additional activities. So now you see all the activities which supposed to be executed until 2040. And the system automatically calculates and presents you the total cost of these activities, actual cost, which is cost of executed activities so far, and of course, remaining cost, which is basically result from total cost and actual cost. If you related specific elements to any of these created plans, the system will show you how many of the elements from the project or from the BIM elements of your building are related to that created facility maintenance plan or to that activity. And of course, the next column shows you the company or responsible persons who will execute all these planned activities. So this is, again, similar as a database of all your activities related to facility maintenance and related to the processes and operation which supposed to be executed when the building is completed, when the building is constructed, during the, let's say, full life cycle of that building, when it's populated and when the customers are using it. So how this part of facility maintenance module works, how you can create these facility maintenance plans, it's quite simple. First of all, you can create plan or the contract. And there are minor differences for these. Basically, if you creating contract, it means that you are providing or making one specific company which will be responsible for multiple services. And then you will be able to specify a period when these activities is going to be executed, and of course the price as a lump sum for all these activities. If you are creating plans, it means that you can create specific plan for each activity and then assign each plan to different, let's say, companies who will be responsible to execute specific activities and plans. And of course, the next thing is linked planned or entry. It means that if you automatically want to create specific facility maintenance plan or activity, which will be related to selected elements, similarly as we input the documents in the project and then we added the documents to bmodel elements which we selected. Similarly, you can select elements and then relate facility maintenance plans. Once you do that, you'll be able to see how many elements is related to the activity. You're also going to be able to select all the elements which are related to that activity. So for example, if we select activity which says window washing, we can expand it, see when each of these window washing activity is supposed to be executed, the dates. The executed ones are marked as entered or marked as entries, and automatically the cost and the price is calculated. And the next thing is, just by right-clicking on activity, we can select elements which are related to that activity. So if we want to see which elements supposed to be washed or which are the windows which are included in this activity, right-click, select elements. So these are the windows which are supposed to be washed every, let's say, every 6 months. Additionally, if you created more or multiple activities related to your documents or related to your bmodel elements, you can easily select elements according to that, selecting activity and then right-click, select elements, and then we can isolate these elements to make sure which elements are that. Again, if we select elements in the project, we can use the option filter by element selection, and then the system will only present activities or the plans which are related to that selected elements if it is linked to the element itself. So if I select filter by element selection, we see that activity air handling unit is only related to that. And we can see when this activity is supposed to be executed every year, starting from, let's say, May 2020. So this is the way how you can relate the documents, relate the facility maintenance plans to your bmodel elements, and how easily you can isolate and select elements based on plans, and vice versa, how you can easily filter your activities based on selected elements. So how you can create your plans fully? Well, as I said, it's quite simple. Just select your project, use option new, and then choose the option plan, linked, contract, whatever you choose. Basically, the difference between planned and linked plan is the one that you automatically gonna relate your elements to the plan if you choose linked plan. If you just choose plan, then you have to relate your selected elements additionally. So in this case, if I want to, let's say, select my walls from the building, and then create activity, let's say wall painting or something like that, facade cleaning, we can create new linked plan using this option here. And the system will automatically relate selected elements to this plan. Of course, for each plan, you have to generate specific code name for each planned activity. So this is going to be facade wash or facade cleaning. And within the general information, you can provide all relevant information for that activity. First of all, assigned to means assigned to specific company or to responsible persons. So we can say company 22. And the calendar which will be used is default calendar. We can also choose and specify the calendars. And it means that according to the calendars, activities will be executed on site. You can specify if your weekends are working days or not. You can specify your holidays and so on. And the next thing is the cost. So as I said, here you can specify the price of each occurrence of facade wall cleaning. And this price or this cost information is input as a lump sum for each occurrence. So in this case, we can just type in, for example, let's say $1,500, hit OK, and that's it as a lump sum. Additionally, you can change it for each occurrence. You can change this price prior the execution or the let's say, company who is executing these activities can change this price immediately after the completion of these activities, and all the stakeholders will be automatically informed in the Bexel Manager platform or using web-based platform as well. Here you can specify the start date for this activity and finish date if there's any finish date, or if you choose the option none, then the system automatically thinks that this is something that will be repeated occasionally according to a recurrence pattern as long as you want, basically. And here we can specify that this activity will be executed, let's say yearly, every year, or October 1st, or we can specify that this is going to be executed every year on, let's say, second Wednesday of October. The next thing which can be added into each specific facility maintenance plan is notes. So you can just type in any notification. The documents as well. So similarly, as you can relate the documents to selected B-model elements, here you can relate and add the documents which are specifically related to your facility maintenance plans. And in this case, these could be warranties, specification, manuals, how these specific activity is supposed to be executed, and so on. And everyone who have the access to facility maintenance module, whether it's web-based platform or web browser or facility maintenance module in the Bexel Manager itself, they can all access these documents as well. And here I will just choose some of these documents. And of course, you can save the images from the projects, from the BIM project itself, and keep that as a viewpoint. So everyone can see which are elements related to that activity. Once you satisfy with this, you can choose option save and close. And now the system will automatically create this activity, which starts on the 1st of October and ends when your project ends, where actually you can repeat it infinitely. And according to preferred timeline, according to this option to just see activities which are in the next 20 years, we see all activities in next, let's say, 20 years. If we choose to see activities in the next 40 years, you'll be able to see all activities up to, let's say, 2060, and the total cost and the actual cost, and of course, remaining cost will be changed according to that. And you see that facade wall cleaning have 13 elements related to it. So if I unselect all my elements, choose option, select elements, the system automatically selects these walls, or vice versa. We can select the walls, choose option, filter by element selection, and only facade wall cleaning is presented. And this is how you creating your facility maintenance plans. And of course, the next step or the next option using Bexel Manager is ability to see all these information in a web-based platform. So we can just open any browser which you prefer. In this case, it's a Chrome. And as the user, as a customer, which have the access and credential to facility maintenance module, I can type in my credentials here. And when I log in to the project, I will be able to see all these information which we already saw in Bexel Manager itself. So depending on the web speed, internet speed, the system will load in. And now you are able to see all the same facility maintenance plans. You see the one that we created just a few minutes ago, facade wall cleaning. All activities the same, and all, let's say, occurrences or recurrences for each activity. And of course, the total cost, actual cost, and remaining cost in the next 20 years. Currently, the limit or the way how the system works in the web-based platform is presenting all the activities in the next 20 years and all activities 20 years before current date. So that's why you see brief differences in the price, because this one shows the activities in the next 40 years and this one the activities in the next 20 years. And of course, all the activities on the plans can be seen, can be edited. The similar window is presented here in the web-based platform. You can change the information here. You can change the notes, add the documents, viewpoints, notification. Similarly, so we can do the same for facade wall cleaning. We can also add or access the documents. So all the documents which are related to facility maintenance plans, or the documents which are input or related to the project using the DMS option, which is cloud-based platform, if you have credentials for that, all these documents are saved right here. And of course, everyone who has the access and credentials can just by clicking on the document can download the documents and see it immediately on any mobile device they're using. So it can be a phone, it can be a tablet, it can be a PC, laptop, and so on. And of course, you can generate reports. So for all activities, you can create your own templates. These templates can be created manually according to your specific needs, and they can be adjusted to look according to specific templates that you are using on your projects, and presenting the informations that you want to see in your report. Currently, we see only the activities which are executed so far. And for example, if we are company who is executing these activities on site, we can access this information. All these, let's say, plans can be added, and for each of these, you can create notifications, mark the notification active, and all the companies can receive emails or SMS notification prior the execution of these works. And then when the activity is executed, they can mark specific activity as executed. So how this process works. So for each of these activities which is executed, you can select activity, for example, wall painting, and mark this wall painting activity as executed. So if this activity is supposed to be executed, let's say on the 6th of or June, 1st of June 2020, we can mark this as activity as completed using our web-based platform, using mobile devices, mark it as completed. And then when you do that, you can type in the price for the executed activity. In this case, all the doors didn't have the price created, so the company who actually executed the works can just type in the price, save it. So this activity is now marked as completed. And if we refresh all the data here, go back to the Bexel Manager platform, refresh the data, and now if you find the door sliding activity, or let me see which activity was that exactly. Door sliding, completed entry. So door sliding supposed to be marked as completed activity. Let me just check another activity. Maybe it's not the same code. It's 2035. Planned activities completed, mark as entry, planned and verified, save and close, 2035. So it's supposed to be marked as completed when we refresh the data. I'm not sure why it's not currently working, probably due to my low internet speed due to presenting this online webinar, but previously some of the already entered, let's say, activities are marked here, is the same thing, and the system automatically marked activities shows as completed and verified, of course, and automatically shows the actual cost And this actual cost is the cost that you specified when you marked that activity as completed. So right here, you can change, you can type in the same thing if we do this for the activity here, marked from the linked elements from the plan. We can change, or we can just accept the price as planned. If the price is changed, we can just type in the actually executed price, and the system calculates actual cost and remaining cost according to input data. And of course, if the information are refreshed, the same information should be presented here within the completed activities. And of course, if we go to the reports within the activities which are marked as completed, we see that all these activities are marked as completed and updated price. The same document or the same report can be generated in the Bexel manager itself. So we can create report, the same template, and then the system calculates and shows you the activities which are executed in a previous let's say period. So hopefully this was clear. Most of you do not have the ability to try it. Anyway, I think this is useful, and you'll be able to see the features and the possibilities of Bexel Manager Facility Maintenance Platform, and you'll be able to at least comprehend how our integrated BIM platform handles these kind of information, and how you can create your own facility maintenance plans, database of the documents, and of course, database of your facility maintenance plans. Let me check before we conclude today's session if you have some questions or unanswered questions. So I will try to respond to the questions. I see that all my colleagues responded to your questions. Let's see. We have some questions regarding the lesson 8. It's already answered. What do we have to do when price of the maintenance change? The price, as explained in the answer, but also I can show you here, if the price is changed, whenever you update your maintenance plan, if you change the price will be changed for all unentered entries, for all the let's say activities which are planned. So if you already have activity which is executed for a window washing and the price was 3.76, and for example on the market the price is higher, if we change it, the price will be changed just for the activities which are coming or which are not executed yet. Or again, if you created the price as a planned price, of course, when the executing company execute these activities, as I already explained, when they creating the entries, so when they mark the activity as completed, they can type in the actual price. And of course, whatever they type in as an actual price of completed works will be automatically updated, and all the users, all the customers who have the access to facility maintenance plans, when refresh the data, will be able to see the updated information. The same goes to the online platform, because everything is connected and synchronized. So I don't see any more questions, only these few questions. If no more questions, thank you very much. Thanks for your patience, and hopefully see you tomorrow on the next and the last session for this part of online education program. Thank you very much, and here